With this video, I'm going to be showing you how I set up the differentiation setup for Soar to Success and how I make my decisions of how I set who with what skill set. So here is my walkthrough for this. As you can see, this is how Mr. Wampy determines math differentiation needs for the Soar to Success program for each of my students. To proceed, the first thing I do is I move over to my acuity data and I look at the acuity data needs for each specific student. Using this is what we call the item analysis report from acuity, and I go into acuity and I determine what we will do for each individual student. So as you can see in some of these examples, this here, this problem number 2 was something that the whole class needs. So it's showing that there was a 0% correction on that. That's obviously a skill area that I will focus on for the whole class, probably in class instruction first, and then we'll lead into stuff online for that. Different from that, though, will be situations where, like in problem number 4, you could see the majority of the class, or 62% of the class, got that right. I have approximately 5 students here who needs help with this specific skill. I will start to do these online with the Soar to Success program. So I use this information as my starting point. Then the next thing I could do from that is I could then go and show you how I use the Soar to Success program itself. Let me move this screen over. Once I log into Soar to Success, it comes into this initial screen, which right now I am set up for 3 grades, obviously for 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. And I can go, I'm going to start us out in 6th grade demonstration because that's my largest class. Well, it's telling me it's experiencing a log difficulty. I'm going to go back into it again. It's probably because it's been a few minutes since I've been in there. I'm going to go through here real quickly and go back to Soar to Success. So I'm back in here again. All right, so you can see right here where my 6th graders are currently assigned. I'm going to slide this over so you can see one part of this right here. You can see through this screen now that I've got my class list of 6th graders. You can see in the second column that I've got different skills that are assigned for each student based on their individual needs. Over here it tells me their lessons that they have currently remaining that are currently assigned. So right now, for example, Max has 2 lessons that are still assigned. He has one of those 2 assignments that he's completed. Let's see, Connor here is working on ratios and rates. That was something that a good chunk of my class really struggled with in our last unit, so I assigned that to quite a few of the kids. But you also see some differentiation here when you look at like Casey Garrison, for example. I started her out at a lower level math skill need, just comparing whole numbers. Ali Garcia had, she's got some strengths in certain areas but not in others, so I'm working with area on that. For area and perimeter are our focus for the next few weeks for her. And Tyler D. Herrera is a very strong math student, so I got him working on some of the higher level thinking with looking at comparing decimals, which is actually going to prepare him for the unit that we're in right now. So these are just some examples of how we do it. I want to now show you, going back to what Tyler's doing, show you how I can then, once I've assigned that skill, go back and look at his work in the online program in Soar to Success. In here you could see, I'm going to slide this over a little bit, that this is the work that Tyler's done so far. You can see that it's expecting an 80% passing rate. He's working at a 6th grade level. He's worked on rates and ratios. He's worked on comparing whole numbers. He's worked on comparing decimals and comparing and ordering fractions. These are all lessons that he's been assigned and in some cases completed. If I slide this screen over a little bit, you can see his completion points. So the first 3 tasks he's completed. He still has the decimal and the comparing and ordering of fractions still to do. And that's kind of where we're at with how I set up the differentiation for my students. The acuity data is going to be kind of my driving point throughout the year to kind of guide me. One thing I've learned and kind of strengthened my thinking in is that it tells me as I look into some of the portions of this report, what standard each of these are tied to. So I can actually go into the acuity data and look at the standard that they're missing and make sure that I'm assigning the matching standard for that specific student. So that's how I do it. This is how I've been doing this, the Soar to Success program set up for now. Let me know what you think.